We live in a time where if something doesn't give us instant gratification, we just don't care. We swipe away. We lose interest. Our attention span has shrunk drastically. What's worse, there are forces at play that thrive on our lack of attention, and they make sure to hook it away at every given opportunity. Now, this lack of attention or distraction is not only limited to our personal lives, it extends to our work and studies as well. You know when you're in the middle of doing something important, and suddenly you get distracted by something else. In fact, research suggests that we spend around 40% of our day lost in thought, not focused on the task at hand. And unfortunately, most of that time is spent on mindless wandering rather than meaningful thinking. It is no surprise, then, that many of us feel burned out, unable to concentrate, and demotivated to do anything. So what is going on here? Well, there's this one chemical messenger in our brain called dopamine, which plays a crucial role in how we pay attention and focus. When we experience something pleasurable, our brain releases dopamine, which makes us feel good. The more intense the pleasure, the more dopamine is released. Now, this is great until we are constantly bombarded with things that artificially trigger massive amounts of dopamine in our brain, such as social media, junk food, Netflix, and other forms of instant gratification. This leads to a phenomenon known as dopamine numbing. This means that we have lost the ability to enjoy the small things in life because our brains have gone numb to them. To understand this better, let's go back in time. Imagine you're a primitive human living 10,000 years ago. You have been hunting for food all day, but you still haven't managed to catch anything. You're exhausted and hungry, and you're starting to lose hope. Just when you're about to give up, you spot a deer and you chase after it. You manage to catch it and bring it back to your camp. You feel a sense of satisfaction and happiness that you haven't felt all day. This is dopamine working in your brain. It is rewarding your effort and making you feel good because you have earned it. Now imagine that instead of going hunting, you had a fridge full of packaged food that you could just take out and eat. If you did that all the time, your brain would never get the chance to release dopamine in response to the effort you put in. This constant availability of easy-to-access food would lead to a gradual decrease in your brain's dopamine sensitivity. And when this happens, you start feeling less motivated to do anything. Dopamine is responsible for making you want to do things. Without it, you become apathetic and feel little desire to pursue any goals. You might be wondering why. If dopamine is associated with pleasure, why would you want to cut it off? Well, we don't want to cut off pleasure. Instead, we want to cut off overstimulation. Overstimulation is when you're exposed to too much of anything that triggers dopamine, and too much of a good thing can actually be bad for you. For example, eating too much sugar can lead to obesity and diabetes. Similarly, overstimulation from artificial sources like social media can lead to dopamine numbness. When you're constantly bombarded with overstimulation, your brain becomes less sensitive to natural rewards. This means that you start to feel less pleasure from the things that used to make you happy, like spending time with friends or family, or even being in nature. You might find yourself needing more and more of these things to feel the same level of pleasure. For example, a movie might not keep you interested anymore. You might need to watch 2 or 3 movies in a row to get the same amount of satisfaction. Or a series might not keep you interested anymore. You might need to watch multiple series one after another to get the same amount of satisfaction. Or a book might not keep you interested anymore. You might need to read multiple books one after another to get the same amount of satisfaction. The same goes for social media, junk food, video games, and other forms of entertainment. But it's not just pleasure that suffers when you're overstimulated. Overstimulation also makes it hard to focus. When you're constantly bombarded with distractions, it becomes difficult to stay focused on one task. You might find yourself checking your phone every few minutes, or getting distracted by other things in your environment. This lack of focus can make it hard to get anything done, and can lead to feelings of procrastination and laziness. So what can you do to avoid this dopamine numbing? The solution is to practice a dopamine detox. Don't worry, this isn't some crazy new diet or workout plan. It's actually quite simple. All you have to do is take regular breaks from the things that overstimulate you and replace them with things that give you a more natural dopamine release. Let me give you an example. Let's say you're addicted to playing a video game. The first step would be to identify the behavior you want to change, which is playing the game too much. Then you set a goal for what you want to change. For example, you might want to play the game for only 30 minutes a day. Next, you need to create a plan for how you're going to achieve your goal. You might start by setting aside specific times of the day when you're allowed to play the game and stick to those times. You might also want to delete the game from your phone or computer and only allow yourself to play it on a console. Finally, you need to reward yourself for achieving your goal. If you successfully stick to your plan for a week, you might treat yourself to something that you enjoy, like a movie night with friends. Here are some additional tips to help you get started. Start small. Don't try to change everything at once. Just pick 1 or 2 behaviors that you want to change and focus on those. Be patient. It takes time to change habits. Don't get discouraged if you slip up. Just get back on track as soon as you can. Reward yourself. When you reach a milestone, celebrate your success. This will help you stay motivated and make the detox last longer. There are also a number of apps that can help you detox from overstimulation. These apps can help you track your progress and provide you with support and accountability. Some popular apps include Off Time, App Detox, and Break Free. Now let's look at some ways to make dopamine detox a part of your daily routine. Schedule it in. Set aside specific times of the day when you will disconnect from overstimulating activities. During this time, you can do something more stimulating, like reading a book, going for a walk, or spending time with friends. Set boundaries. Make it clear to others that you need uninterrupted time to focus on your work or studies. You can also use technology to your advantage by setting up Do Not Disturb mode on your phone or blocking certain websites during work hours. Take a break. If you feel yourself getting distracted or overwhelmed, take a few deep breaths and step away from whatever you're doing for a few minutes. You can use this time to stretch, walk around, or just relax. Some people might argue that disconnecting from social media and other forms of overstimulation is just unrealistic in today's world. But it's not impossible. Many people have successfully implemented a dopamine detox into their daily routines, and they reap the benefits. Not only do they feel less distracted and more focused, but they also feel more motivated and driven to pursue their goals. They're able to enjoy the things in their life more, feel less stressed and overwhelmed, and have a better overall quality of life. In addition to the benefits mentioned above, a dopamine detox can also help you be more creative. When you're constantly bombarded with distractions, it's hard to come up with new ideas. Your brain needs time to wander and explore different concepts in order to be creative. By taking a break from distractions, you give your brain the space it needs to come up with innovative solutions. A dopamine detox can also help you be more productive. When you're focused and not distracted, you're able to get more done in less time. You'll be surprised at how much more you can accomplish when you're not constantly checking your phone or mindlessly scrolling through social media. Overall, a dopamine detox is a simple but effective way to improve your focus, discipline, and motivation. It's not about depriving yourself of pleasure, but about taking control of your attention and choosing to invest it in the things that matter most to you. In a world that's full of distractions, it's more important than ever to be able to focus and be productive. A dopamine detox can help you do just that. So give it a try and see the difference it makes in your life. If you found this helpful, please share it with others who may benefit. Thanks for watching and see you in the next video.